I told you that the deals were coming. Didn't I tell you the deals were coming in 2024? We have deals on Apple laptops, clamshell Windows laptops, gaming laptops, 2-in-1 laptops. And during this video, I'm going to walk you through the sales that I have found, and I've picked out specific ones and their use cases. So let's dive right in. Now, first and foremost, we're going to start it off with the Asus 15.6-inch OLED. Now, this is an RTX 3050 equipped laptop. It has the i9-13900H. This will be a fantastic 4K video editing laptop, 1080p, whether you have work in Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator. This is going to be an incredible laptop. And you're definitely going to be able to get away with some gaming on this laptop for sure. So first one off the bat, saving you $350. Now, if you want to kind of up the game a little bit, you could go for the, quote unquote newer model. This is the VivoBook Pro 16 OLED. So this is going to have really great color accuracy and color gamut range. It's going to be the 16:10 aspect ratio. And it's going to have the latest RTX 4060 GPU. So this is going to really set you up for some basic 3D modeling and architecture, really solid laptop for gaming, Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, 4K video editing, absolutely for sure, but then even dipping its toe into some 6K video editing with that RTX 4060 and i9 processor, saving you $500. So great laptop there. Next thing we're going to be looking at is my favorite laptop right now for my on-the-go lifestyle. It's going to be the MacBook Air 15-inch model. Now, this is not the exact one that I have because this is the one that comes with 256 gigs of SSD. I upgraded mine to a 512, but still, saving you $300 on this laptop is amazing. And I'm going to go ahead and bump over here. I'm going to show you the next one that I really think is an awesome purchase, and that would be the 15-inch model with 16 gigs of storage. That's going to put you back $400 in savings. So this is a one that was going to give you amazing RAM. So you'll definitely be able to go away with 4K and even some light 6K video editing. I've been able to 6K video edit on my laptop with the 8 gigs of memory, so that you have 16 gigs is even better. You have a 1 terabyte of SSD. So this is going to be the upgraded model, saving you $400. So when it comes to savings, the more affordable model definitely percentage-wise has more savings, but to me, this one is going to be a better bang for buck with the performance that you get. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Asus Republic of Gamers Zephyrus G14. Now, this is the base model. This is the Ryzen 7 7735HS with the RTX 4050, saving you $530. Now, later in the video, we're going to be looking at the RTX 4090 version and checking out some sales on that one. But this is definitely one of my favorite 14-inch gaming laptops. It's definitely going to be somebody who's doing some light gaming, some you could do solid 4K video editing, but you would definitely be a light 6K video editing laptop, light 3D modeling. Definitely going to be more of an entry-level laptop, somebody who's really on a budget, but still wants to get into this fantastic chassis. All right, next thing I wanted to pull up was some TVs. I know a lot of people are looking for a great deal on a 4K TV. This is coming in at $1,099. The price keeps jumping away from me really quick, but this is about a $600 worth of savings here on this TV. Next one we have is a 98-inch 4K QLED HDR TV. $4,000 in savings. A 98-inch TV, massive TV. I mean, some incredible savings there. Next up, I wanted to find a really nice budget-friendly one for those who are looking to still get a great 4K TV with a good size, but not spend a ton. $400, $200 in savings for the 65-inch 4K TV. All right, last one on the TV is going to be the 85-inch Samsung 4K. $500 in savings. Fantastic TV if you're looking to grab one in this kind of coming up on the holiday Easter weekend here coming up soon. This is their Easter sale. That's what Best Buy says right now. All right, next up is going to be my favorite laptop from 2023 as far as the 14-inch compact gaming laptops are concerned, the Lenovo Legion Slim 5. This is the perfect setup. You have 16 gigs of RAM, the Ryzen 7 7840HS, and an RTX 4060 with 1 terabyte of SSD. $430 in savings. What the heck? This is amazing. This is what a Lenovo lock costs, and the quality difference between the Slim 5 and the Lenovo lock for me is a landslide. Lenovo lock is on sale for about $850. Use the links in the description below. Go to bestbuy.com. You can check out all these different sales. Forgot to mention that. Links are in the description below. When you use those links, it helps out the channel, keeps my channel alive, keeps these videos coming your way. Really, really grateful when you all use those links. So you can check those out in the description below. Next up on the lineup is going to be, what are we going to use this thing for? This is going to be used for 6K video editing, 4K video editing. You can definitely do some 3D modeling on this laptop. It was not only my favorite form factor and build quality from 2023, but it had the best performance to spec. It's something I've said a long time, that the Lenovo Legion series optimizes the components better than any laptop I have seen, whether it be the Lenovo Legion 5 Pro, 7 Pro, or this Slim 5. They just optimize, and it's amazing. Next up would be the Apple MacBook Pro 14 M3. This is the brand new M3. Well, not super brand new, but the newest model. And this is going to be $150 in savings. Now, the reason that I really think this is something to write home about is because if you look up the M2, they only give you $100 in savings on the M2 Pro. So by getting the M3, you're actually going to save more money than even if you tried to find an M2, probably even refurbished, but don't quote me on that. You could maybe find a better deal on a refurbished one, but it's the newest model, and they're already offering a discount. Can you say they need to make more sales? Yeah, I think so. Next up, we have the MacBook Pro 13 M2, 24 gigs of RAM. This is a beast of a laptop, okay? The M2 is a solid chip for performance. Adding on to that with 24 gigs of RAM, this would be an insane Photoshop laptop. So whether you're a graphic designer, photographer, or even video editor with Premiere Pro Timeline loves RAM. This would be a stellar 4K video editing and even some light 6K video editing. I am amazed. And if you're a Best Buy member, holler at your boy. I am, and I'm so happy. It'll give you $100 extra in savings. Now, Best Buy membership is anywhere from $50 to $180 per year, but you get 2 years of warranty on the Apple products. You get 2 years of Apple Care automatically when you buy the membership. You're going to get an extra $100 off, and then on top of that, those are really, you have a 60 days worth of return policy. So if you buy it, and you're like, not exactly what I was looking for, you got 60 days to try it out and then return it. So sign up for the Best Buy app in the description below, because that is really, the Best Buy app is not only going to be able to give you sign up for the Best Buy app and then sign up for the membership. Because if you sign up for the membership, you get 2 years. So you basically pay for your membership and some. All right, I'm going to stop over promoting it. Best Buy is really doing it right as far as sales. If you're in North America and you're looking to where to buy your laptop, it's just, they have such good deals and good benefits to using Best Buy. Oh, that felt kind of sleazy. Was that too sleazy? It was like a bit of an over promotion. This isn't even paid. I just really like Best Buy. They do really, yeah. All right, I'll stop. Okay, next up is going to be the Razer Blade 17. This is the i7. Which one is this? I think this is the i7 12th gen. This is the 12th gen i7 and the RTX 3080 Ti. Now, the reason that I'm listing this one here is because if you watch really, really geeked out, amazing videos like Jared's Tech, he shows that there's not a huge difference between something like the RTX 3080 Ti and the RTX 4080. The NVIDIA did not make that much of a leap from 30 series to 40 series. So I think this is honestly a great buy, being that you can get a discount and still get great performance out of the components that it's coming with. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree or disagree on that choice. So this is definitely great for 3D modeling, 6K video editing. This is a beast of a laptop. All right, next up is going to be the Lenovo Lock. All right, I mentioned that earlier. I said it was $850. It's actually $750. So this would be really great for 4K video editing, gaming, some basic 3D modeling, obviously the Creator Suite, Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator. Going to have no issues with that. And so better discount than I even expected. So definitely something to consider there. All right, next up on the lineup is going to be the Asus ZenBook Pro Duo 15, i7, RTX 3070 Ti. This is something that is going to be great as far as like the feature set is concerned. You got that dual screen. You have a 3070 Ti, which is basically the equivalent of like between a 4060 and a 4070. So really solid performance and honestly a pretty solid price for an OLED laptop. It's going to have great color gamut range, color accuracy. It's going to be a solid laptop. Next up on the lineup, we're going to see the Acer Predator Helios Neo 16, i7-13700HX, and an RTX 4060. That'll be really great for 4K video editing, even some light 6K, but not even just light, but honestly medium 6K. So that'd be anything from like a 9-minute to a 15-minute project with some B-roll and stuff like that. This will handle this very, very well. I'm not a huge fan of Acer laptops, just to be honest. However, there are people who really have found the Acer Predator to be a great buy for them. And so I want to definitely include this one. Next up on the lineup is going to be another Acer Predator Helios. This is the same laptop. It's just the lower SKU. So it's the i5 with the RTX 4050. So it's just going to be basic, more tuned down. So you're going to be able to do some 4K video editing, definitely 1080p, some light gaming, some light 3D modeling, stuff like that. Next on the lineup is going to be the Acer Swift Edge. This is the Ryzen 7 7840U with 16 gigs of RAM. Honestly, this is a nice OLED laptop with a 16-inch panel, but $949 to me seems, I guess, about right when you compare it to something like the Lenovo Yoga series. So you look at the Lenovo Yoga, this is a 14-inch 2K OLED, and it's actually a little bit more. So tomato, I would say it's properly priced. These are kind of put in the category of more of like a premium laptop. And so that's what you get to realize you're paying for. You're paying for that OLED display. You're paying for 1 terabyte of storage. It's a 3K display. So it's really, do you see the benefit in those extra features? Because the performance is not going to be isn't going to be like vastly greater than something without an OLED display, which ends up around the $600 to $700 price point. So if you're somebody who's like graphic design, Photoshop, Illustrator, you really care about color gamut range and color accuracy, then this model definitely makes sense for you. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Asus Republic of Gamer G16. This is a good deal. However, I'm going to be totally honest. This was probably the lowest performing lowest performing Asus laptop that I reviewed last year. It just wasn't very optimized. So this is one of those that I wanted to point out to you and say like, hey, this might look like a good deal, but I just wanted to say like a forewarn, like I did not see great performance out of this laptop. So I would forgo this one for one of the other laptops that you've seen so far at this price point. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes I like to include a sale that like doesn't really meet my like expectations of what's a good price. This, I would honestly just forego this laptop in general this year. Personally, I know gaming, it probably saw some great performance, but for me with like 3D modeling and video editing, it just underperformed to my expectations. Next up would be the Asus the Asus TUF A16. This would be an absolutely phenomenal laptop for 3D modeling, especially in SolidWorks. It has the Radeon RX 7700S. It has the Ryzen 9 7735HS and 16 gigs of RAM, which could be upgradable to 32 or 64. A great price point and going to be a stellar laptop in 3D modeling because not sure if you watch my videos much, but Radeon RX GPUs are very, very optimized for something like SolidWorks. So the thing is with SolidWorks is you either have to have like what I found a Radeon GPU or something like a RX or an RTX A5000 or A3000 or A2000, those workstation GPUs from NVIDIA. So this really makes that great bang for buck price point while still giving you great performance in 3D modeling applications. All right, next on the list, moving through, we have the Lenovo Legion Pro 5i, one of the best optimized laptops that we have seen over the past 2 to 3 years, and at a stellar price point, $1,500 for one of the best built laptops with the best performance. RTX 4070, an i7 13, it should be the 700H if I'm not mistaken, if they'll list it here. Gosh, they don't list it. It drives me crazy. Let's see if we can find it. No, but this should be the nope, there it is, 13700HX. Okay, so the 13700HX, 1 terabyte of storage. If you don't buy this laptop, you're crazy. It is such a good deal. It's so much performance. The longevity is great on these laptops. I hear nothing but amazing raving reviews about these laptops. Little side note, I have a really cool video coming out in a couple of weeks talking about Lenovo over the years. It's something you want to keep an eye out for. Next laptop on the lineup is going to be the Asus Republic of Gamer Zephyrus G14 with the RTX 4090, a $2,799 price tag compared to the $3,300 it was at retail, $500 off. If you're looking for the most powerful G14, this is where you should place your money. 3D modeling, beast, 6K video editing, even some light 8K video editing. Gonna crush any design program you throw at it. This is definitely a gamer and creator's dream. Next up is going to be the Asus Republic of Gamer M16 with the RTX 4090. Going to be a little bit more expensive with that larger 16-inch panel, and you're going to have an extra terabyte of storage. So keep in mind, if you want that extra terabyte, larger panel, this will be a fantastic buy for you. However, using Intel, well, coming on rather than Ryzen. So this is definitely something, if you're an Intel fanboy or fangirl, this would be the way to go. And remember, if you want to make a purchase or check the live pricing, links are in the description below. Use those links, gives a commission to the channel. Always grateful when y'all use those links. Now we're looking at the RTX 4070 version of the Asus Republic of Gamer Zephyrus G14. To me, this is the best bang for buck. Price point, $1,600. It comes with 16 gigs of RAM. You can upgrade that to 32 very quickly by just dropping in an additional RAM stick. 1 terabyte of SSD, RTX 4070, Ryzen 9 7940HS. This is where I would be putting my money if I was looking for an RTX 4070 laptop at a good deal in a 14-inch form factor. Because if I was looking for a 4060, I would go for the Slim 5 from Lenovo. But if I'm looking for 4070, this is where I'd be putting my money. Any artists out there, the Surface Pro 9, i5 256 gigabytes of storage. This is a really good on-the-go laptop. I don't love the limited storage, but $440 off is a solid price for this laptop. I tend to think these are a bit overpriced, but I know that everybody that has them really likes them. They're great performance. They are a great form factor and usability. It just seems like they're a little steep for the specs that they come with, for the components that they're equipped with. So a little personal opinion there. Next up, the Lenovo Yoga 9i 2-in-1 14-inch 2.8K OLED display, i7 1360p. This is a really great laptop. It's one of the best performers inside of Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and even 4K video editing at its price point, and it's at $300 off right now. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more budget-friendly in the 2-in-1 category, the Lenovo Yoga 6 comes with the Ryzen 7 7730U. Really great, and I love the dark teal. The dark teal is such a sweet color. Definitely something I like a lot. $650. This would be a great laptop for Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and it has 16 gigs of RAM, so you can even get away with some 1080p or 4K video editing, and it's not going to bottleneck in Photoshop, Illustrator, or InDesign because it has that ceiling for the RAM. I love to see laptops at 16 gigs of RAM. It's my preferred. 8 gigs of RAM for Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator is my minimum baseline. Do not go lower than that. But I'm leaning more and more towards highly recommending 16 gigs of RAM, and this one nails that on the head. Okay, looking at the Samsung Galaxy Book 3 Pro 360. Okay, huge announcement here. I have reviewed the Book 4. It's currently with my editor, which is why you haven't seen it yet. But I will say that the Book 3, from a performance standpoint, is only about 10% less performance than the latest model, the Book 4. So you could be picking this up for $500 off. It won't, and the big advantage of going for the Book 4 is going to be about 20% better battery life. So if you can kind of be I don't need the extra battery life, because this thing still gets 12 to 14 hours of battery life, which is amazing for streaming video playback. And you're I'll just go for this. It's going to be an equal performance as far as the processor. The new model comes with 16 gigs of RAM, as this one does. New model has 1 terabyte of SSD. The new model has a 3K OLED display. You can save $500 by going with last year's model. I would go for that all day long. Okay, next up is going to be, the HP Envy 2-in-1 laptop, Ryzen 7 7730U. This is HP's response to the Lenovo Yoga 6 2-in-1. So if you're an HP fanboy over Lenovo, then this would be your buy. 16 gigs of RAM, 512 SSD, the works. Next up is going to be the Microsoft Surface Pro 9. This is going to be a much better equipped laptop as far as the performance is concerned. You have an i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, but you still only have 256 of SSD. Super annoying. Especially if you're a graphic designer, photographer, you need storage. Come on, people. I don't get why they make these thin and light laptops with such tiny storage drives. Just put an extra $50 on the price tag and give us a terabyte, for goodness sake. Memory is not that expensive anymore. All right, moving on before I rant away too much. The HP Envy 2-in-1 14-inch model, this is going to be one that is not a OLED display, not high quality. It's going to be just a standard full HD, but you do have 16 gigs of RAM and 1 terabyte. So this is where you can kind of trade out the OLED display for a little bit more storage. If you don't, you still get the 2-in-1. So this would be a great laptop for digital artists, graphic designers, photographers who don't care as much about color gamut range and color accuracy. If you care about color gamut range and color accuracy, I would go for the Lenovo Yoga 9i because that has the OLED display, which is going to be far more color accurate. Just keep that in mind. All right, next up, we're going to be looking at the Asus Republic of Gamer Flow X16. Now, if you look, this is the laptop that's 2 years ago. This is the RTX 3060 version. I actually have reviews on my channel if you want to check the performance of this laptop or many of the laptops we've discussed here so far in this video. If you're like, oh, I like that laptop, it's a good price, I wonder what Ben thinks about it more in depth, I have full reviews on my channel. So head on to my channel, you can click the little magnifying glass search button, search for videos on my channel, or just search in the YouTube bar, Benji Kaiser, and then a laptop name, and if I've reviewed it, it'll pop up. But this is really, honestly, a great buy for 4K video editing, light 6K video editing, some 3D modeling, graphic design, Photoshop, and digital art. $700 off. Really, the only thing that changed from 2022 to 2023 was it got an RTX 4060 and an Intel processor. Otherwise, the model is like the exact same. And the performance, honestly, as far as battery life was concerned, was better with the Ryzen. So for me, for battery life and good performance, on average, this is going to be the better buy than even the 2023 model. So save $700 and get a freaking stellar laptop. I don't know why you wouldn't pick this up. It's amazing. All right, next is the Microsoft Studio. This is like the big dog. This is the i7, 32 gigs of RAM and an RTX A2000 with 1 terabyte of SSD. Yes, this is a very expensive laptop, but it's got the performance, the build quality, the storage, SD card reader. It has the way it flips out. Oop, I didn't show it to you. My fault. This is the Mac Daddy of creator laptops on the go. It's got the easel, pen. I mean, this thing is just magic. Yeah, definitely something to highly consider. Okay, lastly, we do have the latest RTX 4070 version on sale. Comes with 32 gigs of RAM, comes with the i9. But like I said, honestly think this is the better buy. Now, I think the big difference here is that this is not an OLED display. Let me see this display. I think that's one of the bigger things that this kind of gets a ding on. Display is an LED IPS display. Okay, so the color accuracy will be decent. So it's going to be 100% sRGB, but it'll be like a 70% Adobe RGB. So what you get with the newer model is a QHD display, but I don't think you're going to get 100% Adobe RGB. I could be wrong. Okay, let's not dig into this too much. I don't want to waste your time. Go watch my full reviews if you're really interested in this. Click the links below to check the live pricing to see if this would be a good buy for you. Definitely something to consider, I mean, between these two, because they're still both good sales, but the $700 off is animal. It's animal. It's crazy. Links in the description if you're ready to make a purchase. And of course, head on over to my channel if you want to get full reviews to proof out your purchase a little bit more before you pull the trigger. I'll see you guys here in the next video. Thanks for checking out the sales with me.